I have a goal on this beautiful Sunday, and it may be a strange goal. It may be a goal you think is unnecessary, but it is a goal all the same. I'm Demetri Ravanis. This is another Panthers Pretend Draft. Part of this team is killing us. Do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the OG Triangle Media channel if you have not done so already. And after you watch this draft, leave a comment and let me know what you think. That is how more people find our content. The goal for today, I started thinking about this last night. The Panthers have 3 picks in the top 65, 4 picks in the top 101 picks of the upcoming NFL draft, and that's fine. That's pretty average for most teams, but could we do better? I mean, after all, their first pick is not until number 33. So my goal today is to come away with a third second round pick. We have our leap list as always, but the conditions are pretty intense, let's say, for the Panthers to move up into round 1. So instead, I've got my eye on the Panthers, maybe, just maybe, moving up from 65 to a third pick in round 2. We will see how things play out. Let's dive into the mock draft for today. All right, things going pretty according to plan at the top of the draft. I am not going to bend over backwards to move up into the first round. My plan today is, and look, there go all of our guys, so it's irrelevant anyway, but my plan today is very much focused on round number 2 because there is a lot of talent in this draft at the areas the Panthers really need talent. So as we come up to pick 33, oh, there went A.D. Mitchell. Okay, this goes the opposite way of what we want. Let's take the best center available in Graham Barton. That fills one of our big 2 needs of offensive line and wide receiver. And there goes Xavier Worthy. So here is our opportunity, I think. And the thing is, I mean, we could get Leggett here. But here's what I think the opportunity is. We might have to create our own trade down to then gather assets to move up later on. So who is a candidate? Let's try Indianapolis. Let's offer them 39 for 46. And then see if we can't get a pick swap going here. No? All right. Let's try 39, 46, and just 151. No. All right. I don't want to take this pick. I think gathering assets is how this is going to work. So let's look at Cincinnati, maybe. 39 to 49. 101 moving up to 80. Will that do it? No. All right. How about 39 to 49 and just 149? Does that do it for us? Yes, it does. Okay. All right. So we drop back, and I think that puts us in pretty good position to now shoot back up the board here in a moment. Oh, Leggett is off. That is a disappointment. That is who I thought might fall. All right. So at number 49 now, let's add a let's address the wide receiver need. I think. No, let's go with our edge. Let's go with Chris Braswell here from Alabama. I talked about him the other day. I do think he has a lot of talent, and here is where we are going to have to make a move. That helped us. That Tampa went with Roman Wilson and that San Francisco traded in to get Rackstraw now opens the door for us to make a move with Houston. All right, let's try and get into to number 59 with that pick 149 we acquired. Is that enough? No, not enough to move up 6 spots. Okay, but I can live with this because the fact that we have 149 makes it easier to deal 142. There you go. All right. Who knew 7 picks was going to be the difference? But now let's just get through this. I don't want anything getting in the way of us going to get Jalen Polk. And here's what we did. We acquired a third second round pick. And what did we get? We got the best center in this draft. We got one of the better round 2 defensive ends. And we went up and we got a really strong wide receiver to add. Are all of our problems solved? No, they're not, but they are checked in much better ways, I think, than they would have been otherwise. We went out and more efficiently address needs, and we still have 101. We still have 4 picks in the top 101. We just took that third pick and made it a little bit better by making the second pick a little more palatable, I guess. I mean, dropping back from 39 to 49 and still getting a top tier edge, I am okay with. Let's see if Arizona will amend their pick. No. All right. So let's see. Center, edge, wide receiver. Let's add a tackle here. We'll get Blake Fisher out of Notre Dame, and I feel pretty good about what we have done to the offensive line. I am going to pick up another offensive weapon a little bit later on in this draft. I have a few in mind. And then we will circle back to the defense at the end, but now we hold out until pick 141. And we will just sort of watch and see what wide receivers and tight ends become available. I don't want to overstep, I guess might be the right word. I don't want to bend over backwards to add a linebacker or a corner here because I want to keep fortifying the offense. And I see a familiar name that we can do that with. Let's grab Javon Baker out of UCF. Just a nice big body, sort of offers a counterbalance to Jalen Polk in style of receiver. So I'm good with that. And then at 149, talk about another old friend. Here's a guy we took in our very first Panthers Pretend Draft. We've taken Theo Johnson a lot. Today, I'm going to go with TCU's Jared Wiley as our tight end. He is a little bit more in that big-bodied wide receiver range, whereas a guy like Theo Johnson, even Ben Sinnott out of Kansas State, who's widely considered the second best tight end after Brock Bowers, more of your old school catch a short pass and then fight for yak kind of tight end. So now we hold tight until number 240, and at 240, we can be flexible about what we get. I am going to primarily put the spotlight on defense here because I do want to add something in the secondary, be it a safety or a cornerback, and I will feel like we did pretty darn good with this Panthers Pretend Draft. In fact, if the Panthers prioritize getting back into the second round for a third time come Thursday night, or excuse me, Friday night rather, when day 2 begins, I think I would walk out of Friday's draft feeling pretty darn good about where the team sits. All right now, this is an interesting thing about this draft is towards the back end, you start really having to squint to look for the right guys that might be there in the secondary. Plenty of safety options popping up. All right, about 10 picks to go. Dominique Hampton of Washington still on the board. Josh DeBerry of A&M. You know what? Let's do Quentin Newsome out of Nebraska. Pretty solid corner out of Nebraska. I don't know that he is a make a difference kind of guy, but let's bring bodies into camp. Let's see what we have because this defense is going to need a makeover this season. And I would guess it's going to be the start of a 2-year makeover for that defense. All right, just to recap what we did. We traded down from 39 to pick up 49 and 149. And then because we had 149, we were able to use 65 and 142 to trade up to 59 and go get Jalen Polk. So I'm pretty happy with the haul here. 2 wide receivers, a strong edge, the best center in the draft, a tackle capable of coming in and starting right away on the right side. Jared Wiley, Quentin Newsome. I don't know how Panthers fans could really not feel good about coming out of the draft like this. It actually seems pretty realistic. Be sure and like, subscribe to the OG Triangle Media channel, and leave a comment to let people know what it is we do. We will see you tomorrow on another edition of Panthers Pretend Draft.